Why is Middlesbrough so poor? Middlesbrough, once known as the Ironopolis of the northeast, helped build Britain's industrial strength. But today, it's more often in the news for the wrong reasons: poverty, health inequality, and urban decline. So what went wrong? Why is Middlesbrough so poor? This isn't a story of a town that gave up. It's a story of how lost industries, economic decisions, and deep-rooted social challenges combined to leave a proud community struggling. In this video, we'll break down the 8 key reasons behind Middlesbrough's current situation and why many believe the town still has a fighting chance. From industrial giant to economic collapse, Middlesbrough's rise in the 19th century was nothing short of remarkable. What started as a small village grew into an industrial heavyweight known for steelmaking and shipbuilding. By the 1880s, Middlesbrough was producing about 1/3 of the UK's iron output, fueling infrastructure projects across the world. However, the post-war decline in heavy industry hit Middlesbrough hard. Global competition, automation, and the UK's move away from coal and steel devastated the local economy. Thousands of jobs disappeared with the closure of steelworks and shipyards. The Redcar steel plant's closure in 2015 was a particularly heavy blow. Unlike cities that managed to transition into finance, technology, or media, Middlesbrough struggled to adapt. The loss wasn't just economic, it erased a key part of the town's identity and social fabric. Still among the most deprived areas in England. According to the 2019 Index of Multiple Deprivation, Middlesbrough ranks as the 5th most deprived local authority in England. Almost half, 48.8% of its neighbourhoods fall within the 10% most deprived in the country. This includes areas like Brambles and Thorntree, North Ormsby, and Park End and Beckfield. The IMD factors in multiple domains, including income, employment, education, crime, housing, and health. Middlesbrough scores poorly across nearly all of them, which speaks to the scale of the challenge. What makes this particularly troubling is that the town has consistently ranked among the bottom 5 since 2010, with little sign of substantial upward movement. That long-term persistence of deprivation has a cumulative effect on services trust and community morale. Jobs exist, but many don't pay enough. As traditional industry disappeared, Middlesbrough's economy shifted towards service-based sectors: retail, social care, warehousing, and hospitality. While these jobs exist, they tend to be low-paid and offer limited progression. Office for National Statistics (ONS) data shows that Middlesbrough's median weekly earnings remain among the lowest in the UK. Insecure job contracts, such as zero-hour roles, further reduce financial stability for workers. The town's unemployment rate has hovered above the national average for years, and underemployment, where people work fewer hours than they'd like, is also a significant issue. For many, having a job doesn't mean escaping poverty. This phenomenon, often called in-work poverty, is widespread in Middlesbrough and contributes to food bank reliance and housing stress. Education. A cycle that's hard to break. Education outcomes in Middlesbrough are among the lowest in the country. GCSE performance is poor, with fewer than 40% of students achieving a grade 5 or above in English and maths, well below the national average. The town also experiences high levels of absenteeism and exclusion. In primary and secondary schools, persistent absence is significantly higher than the UK average. Early childhood education indicators show similar challenges, with many children not reaching developmental milestones by the end of reception. These educational disadvantages are compounded by economic pressures at home, lack of access to private tutoring or extracurricular activities, and high rates of family instability. Without significant educational support and intervention, the cycle of low attainment and poverty continues. Health inequality, a mirror of poverty. Health inequality in Middlesbrough is stark. Life expectancy in the broader northeast region is approximately 79.9 years for men and 81.2 years for women. But in specific wards like North Ormsby, healthy life expectancy can drop to just 71.5 for men and 76.1 for women. The area suffers from high rates of chronic illness, particularly respiratory diseases, heart disease and diabetes. Smoking rates are higher than the national average, as are obesity and mental health conditions. Alcohol-related hospital admissions and infant mortality rates are also above national levels, underscoring the deep link between deprivation and health outcomes. These health problems make it harder for people to work, care for families, and escape poverty, creating a reinforcing cycle of hardship. Housing. When cheap doesn't mean livable. Housing in Middlesbrough is cheap compared to national standards, but that doesn't always translate to quality. Many properties are old, particularly Victorian-era terraced homes originally built for industrial workers. These homes often suffer from damp, outdated heating, and structural issues. Areas like Gresham and Southfield have high vacancy rates, and antisocial behaviour is an issue in parts of the housing stock. While regeneration efforts exist, such as the Middlehaven development, their reach hasn't yet extended across the entire town. Poor housing contributes directly to health issues and makes it harder for families to achieve long-term stability. A stable, warm and safe home is the foundation of any recovery, and too many in Middlesbrough still lack that basic starting point. A damaging reputation that's hard to shake. Middlesbrough's negative public image affects everything from investment to local pride. Frequently appearing on worst places to live lists, the town suffers from a branding issue that discourages businesses, tourists, and even its own youth. This perception problem creates a vicious cycle. Bad press leads to reduced investment, which limits opportunities and deepens poverty. Young people, especially graduates, often leave for larger cities, further weakening the local economy and draining talent. Overcoming this image challenge requires more than PR. It involves tackling root causes and showcasing the town's strengths, such as Teesside University, the Boho Zone, and emerging digital industries. Changing the story starts with proving there's something worth staying and coming for. A town fighting for a better future. Despite the grim statistics, Middlesbrough is working toward a turnaround. Major projects like Teesworks, the UK's largest industrial zone regeneration project, aim to bring thousands of new jobs to the area. The town also benefits from Freeport status, which provides tax breaks to encourage business investment. Teesside University has become a national leader in social mobility and innovation, helping attract students and professionals. The Boho Zone in central Middlesbrough is fostering digital and creative industries and offering start-up space for young entrepreneurs. Transport improvements, including the upgrade of Middlesbrough Station, aim to better connect the town to the wider Tees Valley and North East region. The road ahead is still challenging, but the groundwork for recovery is being laid. What Middlesbrough needs now is consistency, long-term, patient investment in education, health, infrastructure, and opportunity. The town has potential, but it will take time, policy support, and local leadership to realise it. So why is Middlesbrough so poor? It's a story of industrial decline, economic neglect, health crises, and social barriers, but it's also one of resilience. While the town faces some of the UK's toughest challenges, it's also building the foundations for a brighter future. With sustained investment, inclusive growth, and a shift in public perception, Middlesbrough has the potential to rewrite its story, not as a forgotten industrial relic, but as a thriving hub of renewal and opportunity. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.